The following is a Joel Michalec production.
On November 13th, Felix Unger was asked to remove himself from his place of residence. That request came from his wife. She asked him to leave because he wouldn't listen to the Joel Michalec Show.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Joel Michalec Show featuring the lovely Sharen. I'm Joel Michalec, and I'm staring into the beautiful blue eyes of
the lovely Sharen.
The lovely Sharen.
Yay.
Hi, lovely Sharen.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well.
Good. That's what we're all striving for.
We're all striving to be well. You're absolutely right. So, welcome to the program, folks. This is the Joel Michalec Show featuring the lovely Sharen on quarantine day number 7,344.
Okay, but that's what it feels like.
Yeah, it's March 104th, by the way.
Oh, okay.
If you're keeping tabs on the day.
Oh, sure.
Feels like that, right?
It really does.
Feels like that. So anyway, the place to be to hear us would be at our address on the web, www.jmtalk.net, and that's where you can subscribe to the podcast. You can listen to it right on the website, or by subscribing, you can listen to it on any player you can catch podcasts on. So also, we're at Facebook at JM Talk, and Instagram and Twitter at JM Talk Radio. So that's the whole business end of the show. If I talk a little funny, I have what you call a lie bump on my tongue, on the side of my tongue.
Oh my goodness, you lied to me.
Where'd that come from?
My mother.
Really?
She always said those little bumps on the side of your tongue are lie bumps.
Sometimes I get them on the tip.
Right. That means that you have told a lie.
Okay.
And I want to know what it is.
Well, I don't know, but here's a truth for you. Scientifically, they're called canker sores.
Ew! I like lie bumps better.
And they're called
canker sores. Have a really big kind of, connection to it.
Well, I
means
think
that you're doing something not very nice.
Okay. But
I'm just saying.
Either
way, you lied.
I sort of blame it on one of the big things that causes it is like a lot of acidity. And if you think about the amount of V8 I drink, I had tomato soup a couple times this week. So a lot of acidity going into the body. That's one way. Stress is another way. Now I can't imagine anyone in these times being stressed out.
I know, right? What do you have to worry about? Stores are closed.
But lie bumps?
Lie bumps, yeah, that was an old wives' tale.
Yeah, a very old wives' tale.
Hey. I'm not showing my age. But no, that's what my mom always said. Every time we complained about a sore on the side of our tongue, she always said it was a lie bump.
Isn't it crazy some of the things our parents told us?
I know.
Yeah, that's making me think of other things they told you. Like, here's my favorite. You want something to cry about?
Yeah. Oh, my God. My mom used that all the time.
Well, you know how my mother used to scare us into submission? Wait till your father gets home.
Oh, wow.
Wait till your father gets home.
Yeah, mine used that as well. Although my dad was real passive.
Oh,
He was real passive. Like, Bill, you will never guess what Sharen did today. What? Like, he just wanted to know. He didn't care.
Well, when my mother said, wait till your father gets home, we started writing our wills out.
Right.
I mean, my dad, not passive. Oh, the alarm system has been activated, folks.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the Molly 2.0 alarm system.
Yes. And
So,
I
yeah.
do recommend that people get this.
So what else? What else was like a famous? I don't even know what you
you're
call
putting
it.
me on the
Momism. I am putting you on the spot. You're in the hot
Because-
seat.
Right? Why? What did I do? You're the one that lied.
Hot seat.
Why am I in the hot seat? You're the one that lied. Wow. Geez, I can't think of any. But I know I've used them all on my kids.
Oh, I know.
I sure have.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so...
All right. Fine.
Yeah, you know me. I can't remember what I had for breakfast.
So I want to tell you a Facebook story, a Facebook coronavirus news type of story, if I may.
Okay, but you said never to believe them.
So I had posted a USA Today story, okay?
Okay.
Which was first reported in the Sun over in the United Kingdom. Apparently there's some foreign doctors who say that the coronavirus could be spread through farts. Now, the story does say some experts disagree, but there are some people in the science world somewhere that believe that if you fart, you could spread coronavirus particles if you have it
But, yeah,
and you fart.
What?
Yeah, so I posted the USA
But
Today
what?
story. This was a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago maybe.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about it, and I laughed it off,
Right.
as I am doing now.
Well, well, yesterday I got a notification from Facebook that said independent fact checkers at USA Today found false information in my post, and that they were going to put a notice on my post so others that see my post are aware that there's some falsehoods in it.
Implying that you're the one telling the false.
Right, and that's exactly like, so I snapped a picture of it because, you're the only one that gets that warning.
Yeah,
Of course, some other people since then have told me they've gotten similar warnings from Facebook.
right.
And I posted it on Facebook. So people know that, exactly what you said. And that's what I said. I said, hey, Facebook, thanks, but I didn't write the story.
Right. I mean,
And I told them they can, cordially go piss up a rope. Because, and what's funny about that is, the USA Today and Facebook, both very left.
yeah.
So that was kind of comical in the back of my mind about that.
Okay.
Because this was the USA Today story. It's not like it was from the
But
Onion.
The Sun Times or Sun paper in England is a rag mag.
A rag mag.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is that an official term?
It is. It's now an official term that I just made up.
It's a rag mag.
It's like nobody believes. It's like the Inquiry.
Okay, so what you're saying is, let me ask it this way to you.
Okay.
Let me ask it this way.
Okay.
So knowing that when you fart, you create what's known as skid marks. In other words, you soil your
Ew.
underwear, right?
Okay.
Do you follow me so far?
Yeah.
We can be honest here.
Yeah. Okay.
People-
Nobody's listening.
People know that this happens. So, if that is the case, then obviously particles escape. Haven't you seen any of the videos online? I know you're about to tell me no. You watch some real disgusting stuff online, but let me guess.
What? No.
You've never
I
seen the
only
surgical
watch it on
porn you watch?
YouTube.
Come on.
Yeah, I do watch it.
So you're probably going to tell me no. I've never seen the videos of the heat video cams looking at people in airports, and when they fart, you see the cloud coming out.
Okay, no, I really haven't.
I knew you were going to say that, but yeah, there are really videos out there of that.
Okay.
So that would suggest to me that I guess it's plausible. I mean, in the words of the President of the United States, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I'm just a guy with a head on my shoulders. So maybe it's plausible that if you fart, if you queef, if you pass wind, maybe you're also passing the coronavirus if you have it.
If that's the case, then I know someone who's passing an awful lot of it if he's got it.
Okay, so, but I posted this story from USA Today, and then and I'm being Facebook shamed by Mark Zuckerberg, is basically.
Okay, I don't think it's actually Mark Zuckerberg.
It is. It was Mark. It came from his office. I'm telling you.
It did? It came from his fingers?
I said from the desk.
His fingers were the ones that typed that. Okay.
Anyway. I got to keep things interesting.
No, you do, and I appreciate the levity, as I'm sure do everyone else out there in Radio Land.
So while we're on the subject of interesting ways that you can pass the coronavirus off, we do need to make a special mention, and I'm gonna say two things. Okay.
Okay.
Consider this sort of like a public service announcement. First of all, if you watched the pressers about the coronavirus from the president and his team, then the other night he made a statement. I don't know the exact statement, so I'm not going to sit here and misspeak. But apparently, he made a statement about how disinfectants kill the virus on surfaces. And so I don't know what exact wording I'm here. I do have all kinds of stories on the desk from both sides, but I need to hear it myself. But the bottom line is the media is running away with this story saying that he has suggested that we inject Clorox and Lysol and stuff into our systems to kill the coronavirus. I feel like I'm better than 70% sure he didn't actually say that. I think there's a 70% chance that the media,
blew it out of proportion.
Because anything he comes out of his mouth gets blown out of proportion, right?
Absolutely.
So, let's be honest.
Right.
So, but on the other side of that, I have to say, please do not ingest cleaners in your airway, in your throat, in your veins
body.
to kill the coronavirus. Because
it will not work.
All the major cleaning...
The only thing it's going to kill is you.
Right. All the major cleaning companies have put out statements to that fact. And you know why? Because when he mentioned, which was also twisted, when he mentioned that hydrochloroquine and would work, then you had that couple from Arizona that ran out and bought aquarium cleaner because it had hydrochloroquine in it and snorted it or ingested it or mixed it with their coffee or whatever the hell they did, and it went bad from there. So that's why the cleaning companies are rushing out. So if you're listening and maybe you ate a Tide Pod or two, I'm telling you,
it doesn't work. Don't do it
because
please.
Inevitably, lovely Sharen, because we have people who have eaten Tide Pods, who have poured boiling water down their throats for a challenge, and who have stepped out of the driver's seat of their car while it was moving to dance on video, someone will inevitably shoot up Lysol.
Please don't do it.
Right. Please don't do it.
The lovely Sharen says, I love you. Don't do it.
I might cut that out and make like a promo about that.
Right.
Something. I'll have to remember that. 1250. Write that down. 1250 segment 1.
Okay. I don't have a pen.
Really?
I don't have a pen. I don't.
Okay, so my last point for this segment, I think, on Corona. That's the problem. I still don't like the fact that almost everything is Corona with the show. Because that's all that's going on.
Oh, I know, right?
So, like that last piece, I am trying to bring light to it because we still want to entertain people and make them laugh if we can.
Exactly.
Amid all this crap.
Right. Now, I have something I'd like to talk about as far as the coronavirus and stores being closed. Do I have time? Do I have a minute?
You have a couple minutes.
Okay.
And I'll move mine to the segment 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, stores being closed. You already started.
All right.
Can't leave the audience hanging.
So you have to order online. Now, you order online, and a store that you order from chooses to reject something that you have on your order. They delete it. They say, nope, I'm sorry, don't have it, and never going to get it.
Is that what they're saying, that they don't have it?
Yes.
Okay.
so they delete it from your order. And they do it via email, obviously, because you're ordering online, but it highly annoyed me. I was actually infuriated. Every single thing I've tried to order, I could not get.
And they don't advise you of this?
No.
So you find out when? Do you find out?
In an email after I placed the order a day or two later.
Okay.
So, and then the other thing is Amazon. They determine what is COVID necessary.
Or what's priority during this time, right?
Right. Stuff to make hand sanitizer is not COVID COVID priority.
Well, that
Stuff to make masks are not COVID priority.
Huh.
Because that's all I've tried to order on Amazon.
Well, the stuff for the masks that you're making, have you tried ordering them from like Joanne or Michael's?
Yeah, that's Joanne's Fabric is actually the store I was referring to that deleted my...
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because I tried to order some...
Thanks, Joanne.
Right? Thanks, Joanne's Fabric. I tried to order some fabric. It deleted the fabric. I tried to order some special scissors. It deleted that. I tried to order a tomato, which is a pincushion.
Oh, I was going to say, wait, you
deleted
get
that.
tomatoes at Joanne Fabrics?
Yeah.
Are they tastier than the Roma tomatoes we get?
They are the rounder. But yeah, and it's just, I'm sorry, super, super annoying. I understand this COVID thing is horrible, and stores have to prioritize. I get it. I do. But it still makes me angry.
What's interesting about, like, say, Amazon, for example, is they continue to hire people. They have this program where they want to put people in local communities in a business for themselves doing the logistics. So, okay, so I understand on a general sense that, a company could say, well, we're gonna decide what's priority. But it's not like you furloughed people, laid them off. You're building your workforce. So as far as just Amazon goes, in this sense, how do you rationalize doing that? Like, if you cut back, sure, we have to change the priority. Sure. We have to work with less people. Right. But your business is
less
ramping
material.
up. Your business is ramping up because of this, and you've ramped up your employees. You hired 100,000 people.
Right.
I don't understand.
And making billions of dollars.
Yeah, well,
because everybody's ordering on Amazon now.
Well, some people want to make all the money and furlough their employees and cry about it. And other companies step up to the plate. I mean, that's just the way it is in this.
Well, tell me a company that stepped up to the plate, because I can't find them.
Really?
Yes.
What about...
I have gotten that discouraged about ordering online.
What about our daughter Katie's company? They're giving them bonuses monthly for continuing on. Oh, no, the dryer's done. You want to get it?
Okay, I'll go get it. I'll be back.
Okay, fine. Now you all know we podcast from our home. But they're doing monthly bonuses. Walmart is doing monthly bonuses.
And Walmart still says that I tried to order things on Walmart.
Well, I
can't get it.
I don't see that as being any different than when we go to Walmart and there's nothing there. So
that's true.
Okay, we're going to stop and take our break.
Okay.
When we come back, though, obviously there's more stuff to talk about surrounding COVID, but we're going to talk about movie theaters. I want to talk about Kentucky.
Okay.
And, of course, later on in the program, new Wombat of the Week and a new hero and things like that, and maybe one last thing.
All right.
But in the meantime, stay tuned right where you're at. We're coming back after this break.
This is New York's Super Oldie Station, 920 WON, The Apple, Brooklyn, New York.
So I use my computer every day. I'm not even sure how I get along without it. But I wasn't prepared for a virus. A Trojan, they called it. One night I'm cruising along, and the next night I can't do anything. I was afraid it was going to cost me a fortune. Boy, was I surprised. They had me back up and running the same day I called them. I really like PC Tech Rescue, and you know what? My wallet likes them too.
Are you troubled by computer problems? PC Tech Rescue should be your very next call. Whether the problem is viruses, hardware, software, or any other issue, they can diagnose your problem and have you back up and running fast. With more than 25 years of industry experience, you can be sure you are getting dependable and affordable service. Call today, 484-429-6061, or email us at pctechrescue@gmail.com.
Welcome back, folks, to the Joel Michalec Show featuring the lovely Sharen. Thanks for hanging out with us and sticking with us, and welcome to another episode in quarantine.
Yep.
And it makes me wonder how many episodes of our episodes will be held during the quarantine.
I know.
You know, so Delaware is following the new federal guidelines, like most people are, except for Georgia, which I'll talk about in a second. And so May 15th was our target date of things going back to normal. Now schools have been canceled for the rest of the year, and now we have to do this 14-day of steady decline to get to phase 1 of opening the state.
Right.
Okay, and what aggravates us the most is, you know, we, based on what the governor had said about May 15th, that's the decision that our vacation home made to let us in.
Right.
Well, now this new operating thing is as clear as a cloudy sky. 14 days of steady decline before we can get to phase 1 of opening. And that means if we go 4 or 5 days and then we go up again, we're starting over again. They have really taken the when we're going to do it off the plate. Now look, I get it. I do get it. This thing is crazy. New York, their cases shot up because 2 more counties not previously infected are now ravaged.
Wow.
So I get it. But it's difficult because of this. Like, we had things to do before we opened up the house down there.
Yeah.
And we didn't get them done. You know, now when we do finally, we will not be able to get that one thing done, like the floor, because we have a new hose we got to put in, a water feed hose.
Yeah.
And we have to disinfect the place before we open it to make sure
Right, exactly.
that, you know, somebody didn't walk by and fart, and then we have COVID in there. But anyway, so Georgia started opening nail salons. I showed you a picture yesterday of a line outside of a nail salon, and I commented on Facebook, RIP ATL. I mean, they're going to die. They're going to die.
Yeah.
They were like an inch apart in that line and going down the street to get in and get their nails done.
That's ridiculous. Come on now.
So just want to point that out.
I guess I just don't get that. Because I don't go and get my nails done. I don't think that that's an important thing to have done.
And that falls into the same thing that you and I have mentioned time after time after time through this. This social distancing, stay-at-home thing, it works for us.
Yeah, it does.
We stay at home.
Exactly.
You know, we do that anyway. You know? And what do we do in summertime when we do go down to the beach?
We're down there alone.
And we stay down there by ourselves,
Right.
you know, for the weekend.
Exactly.
So it's we're just a different flock, you know. So anyway, I want to talk about Kentucky. So last week or the past week or changed, depending on when you listen to number 91 here. There have been protests in about 15 different states, and people are protesting the closures. Now, tell me, lovely Sharen, how does a protest go against the in-place standards?
First of all, everybody's smushed in together.
Right.
They're not safe distancing, and everybody at that protest could have COVID by the time 2 weeks is out.
Exactly. So in Kentucky, after a week of protests to open the state, Kentucky has they had 273 additional confirmed infections in a single day.
Wow.
Why? Because you dumbasses did exactly what you were told not to do.
Yeah, congregate.
I don't understand.
They just don't get it.
I don't understand what people don't understand about this. Even if you don't have the symptoms, that's great. You can be asymptomatic and carrying it.
Right.
And then what happens if you I don't care. I'm going to my family and we're having a big party, and then you infect and your grandmother dies.
Right.
Because of you.
Exactly.
I mean, you have to think about the implications. It's not about you.
Right. It's about everybody you infect.
Right. So,
and whether or not the person you infect has underlying conditions like a bad heart or bad brain or
right. So that's what happened in Kentucky, and there were other states that I haven't really looked at the numbers. I mean, this one stood out because this was covered very heavily on the news. I'm wondering if this happened in other states, but you're protesting. I mean, I do get it. It sucks. This whole thing sucks.
Yeah, it's irritating.
It is irritating.
Is what it is.
But you know what's more irritating? Okay? Dying.
Yeah.
So for those people that in Georgia that have to run out to the salons to get their hair, nails, makeup done, listen, there's someone else that'll do your hair, nails, and makeup too. The mortician. Okay? Yeah. So make your choice.
Exactly.
I'm interested to see what's going to happen now that Georgia opened up, Friday? I think Georgia opened up a bunch of businesses. So let's see what happens next week.
I'd be interested to know
I'm going to watch the numbers.
As of today, how quick numbers shoot up.
I'm going to watch the numbers.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm drinking limeade.
I knew you are.
Diet limeade.
Wow.
It's delicious.
And who made your diet limeade?
Oh, I made the diet limeade.
That's what I wanted you to say.
Oh. So, we know that this virus has been closing a lot of businesses. And temporarily, and some aren't coming back, apparently. In fact, I want to talk about movie theaters here because who was AMC filed bankruptcy.
Oh, well.
AMC will probably not come back from this.
No, that's a shame.
It is.
It's a shame for any business to not come back from this. What's even worse are businesses that opened right at the time that COVID started.
Right.
Because they're never going to get their shot.
Yeah.
Unless they planned accordingly. And how can you do that?
Yeah.
That's a shame. I do feel for them. I do.
But here's a twist. Well, first of all, to your point, when this is all over, we should support small businesses, community small businesses,
Absolutely.
American companies, buy American. I mean, we're going to need to do that to really infuse the economy on a large, fast scale.
Yeah.
And so everybody keep that in mind. Buy American, support your local businesses, support your small businesses,
Yeah.
But here's an idea about the theater thing.
Okay.
History always repeats itself. We know that. We know that my favorite quote is by George Bernard Shaw when he said, "The only thing we've learned from history is that we've learned nothing from history." Now that's a great quote.
Yeah.
But here's a good spin on history repeating itself. This is a really good opportunity for movie companies to go, time to get back into the drive-in business. Because if you can drive your car to a Walmart or to a mall or somewhere and line up to get your delivery curbside, why can't you line up in your car and watch a movie?
Right?
I mean, with today's technology, you can Bluetooth the sound, so you don't even need to roll your windows down to put the speaker in. You turn your phone on,
exactly.
Bluetooth into the theater's Bluetooth, and get the audio.
Right.
I mean, this is a great time. And there's even been a story in our local newspaper saying that, hey, Christiana Mall, why don't you set a screen up and open up a drive-in theater in your parking lot?
That is fantastic.
And I
love that idea.
Isn't that a great idea for movie theater companies to go, hey, wait a minute.
Right.
Maybe we don't have to file Chapter 11 or 7 or 13 or 12 or 83.5. Why don't we just take a look at what we can do to reintroduce the drive-in theater? I used to love going to drive-in theaters. Oh, my God.
That was a highlight of our week.
Right? And then maybe great music, common sense, and manners can all come back, too. But I digress. That would be real cool because one of the things that I have to say, I think, and it's not just because I'm in the technology field, or maybe it is because I feel this way because I'm in the technology field, but the way that we have embraced technology through this pandemic has been like leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
I mean, even my company, things they never used before, they're using every day.
Right.
In communications and whatnot. And of
Right.
course, and it's given me a lot more work to do, which is fine because, I've been telling them, hey, we got this. It's part of our plan. We got this. It's part of our email system. No. And now all of a sudden, I'm very busy every day getting people hooked up to the stuff they never wanted to even listen about before.
Right, exactly.
So in the same juncture, if you think about it, whether it's through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, you can send the audio to a mobile device.
Yeah.
So you pull up. If it's cold, you got your heat on.
Right.
If it's hot, you got your air conditioner on. You're climate controlled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're comfortable, hopefully.
Right. Your snack booth can be drive-by curbside pickup on your way in.
Yeah.
Get your spot. I mean, it was great. I remember as a kid, we used to go to the drive-in down on, I think it was on 202.
Yep.
And we had a station wagon with the roof rack. So Paul and I, my older brother, we would get out and then climb up on the roof and just lay on the roof. Because then you heard like everyone's speaker. So you heard that echoing
gotcha.
across the entire landscape of the drive-in theater.
Right.
That was cool stuff. That was cool stuff.
Yeah.
They could do that now. I mean, there are still a handful of drive-in theaters around the country.
Absolutely.
And this is how you
I
go
bet
back.
they're making bank.
Right. This isn't even how you... Because, again, I think you can do it without violating the social distancing. You're allowing people to line up in their cars in parking lots for curbside pickup. Why not let them line up in in a drive-in movie theater? And you're keeping that element together because what's happened through technology when this started, they closed the movie theaters down, and now the movies that are done and ready are being shipped right to rentals on demand.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can be done. It will
I think
be
that's
done.
a fabulous idea.
I do. So thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, I stole some of it from the news. I can't take all the credit for it.
Yes, you can.
All right. I just took all the credit for it. No. That's cool. And I lost my place. I had to put my passcode back into my tablet.
Oh my God.
So. One last item in this segment. It might close out the segment. I don't know. So I informed my cousin, who lives in downstate, that I was going to talk about this on the show. And she made a post talking about she was at the store on this particular day. It was on Tuesday. She pulls in, she gets out, she knows that the car next to her had a slip of paper on the windshield. And she saw the plates were from out of state. The note said something about staying in your home state. The wind picked up, and she saw that it was written on the back of that the note was written on the back of a deposit slip that had the person who left the note's name, address, and account number on it.
Oh my God.
So her,
Oh my God. Talk about moron.
right, and I did tell her, I said this may be the Wombat of the week, but it's not. But I did want to mention it on the show.
Wow.
Her first point was be careful what you're writing on, which is a very valid point. I mean, in this day and age, they're lining up. The hackers are lining up at the hacker store to buy and sell your information.
Exactly.
And her second point was maybe mind your own business in the first place, which has become a real thing. There's been a lot of controversy about neighbors reporting neighbors who are doing things that go against the standards. And I mean silly things.
Yeah.
I mean, police departments are reporting getting phone calls that people are out there mowing their grass when they're supposed to be staying in the house. That's ridiculous.
Wow.
No one said you had to stay in your house. They don't want you to go anywhere. You can still go out and exercise and cut your lawn and take care of your,
Yeah.
So there's ridiculous stuff going on. The city of New York, Mayor de Blasio, the butthead, he opens up a special phone line for people to rat out their neighbors.
What?
And what happened was it was getting inundated with calls from New Yorkers who were pointing out his faults and the government's faults. And in 2 days' time, he shut the phone number down. So be careful what you wish for.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, right?
But so really, I mean, I want to switch that around a little bit. First of all, mind your business.
Yeah.
You know, that is very Gestapo kind of activity.
It really is.
Yeah, when you're just calling and wasting the police people's time, law enforcement's time.
That's very much World War II-ish.
Yeah.
Germany-esque.
Got to mind your business. How's it go? Mind your business.
Right.
Mind your business.
Mind your business.
Yeah. See me on the corner turning tricks, mind your business.
What?
When the pandemic's over, if you see me slurping nacho sauce out of a straw, mind your business. It's hard to find that too, damn it. So I told her I would mention it. The second point is really be careful when you're not minding your business and when you are pretending that you're the German Gestapo. Please be wary of what you're writing your notes on.
Right.
Someone could easily take that note.
Don't be a moron.
Name an account number. I mean, you can do so much with that.
Right.
You know? So.
Wow.
That could have been Wombat of the Week if I didn't already have one. It could have easily been Wombat of the Week. So. The only thing that I really have left is a bunch of recipes. And 2.5 minutes to go. I mean,
no.
I could fire this at you. Yeah, I'll fire this at you. I told you about the cannoli cheesecake, and you looked at me weird. I don't understand why.
No, I didn't look at you weird.
I
said it sounds awesome.
What about a stuffed meatloaf roll?
Ew.
It almost looks like it could be like a homemade Hot Pocket.
No.
Crusty crust? No?
No.
Okay. How about Philly cheesesteak sloppy joes?
Yeah.
Yeah? See?
It could work.
How about a banana pudding tacos?
Now that you're talking my game now.
Really?
Banana pudding tacos?
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to load so I can see what the picture actually looks like. I mean, is it like some sort of sweet crusty?
Yeah, I
with
bet.
Banana pudding in it. Oh, here we go. Is there Nilla wafers involved here?
See, Sharen? I told you. Yum. When there's Nilla wafers and banana pudding in the same recipe, you know you got it.
That's the picture of the tacos.
See, that's what I'm saying. Yummo.
Wow. Banana pudding, jello, milk, bananas, Nilla wafers. For the taco shells, yeah. Flour, sugar, eggs, melted butter, whole milk, vanilla extract. So, yeah, I guess you're going to make some sort of probably like a fried shell or something.
Yeah. You know what?
See, I save awesome things.
Yum.
Okay. All right. We got a winner here.
Let's have that for dinner.
Chili cheese dog bake.
Okay, I can work with that.
Oreo delight with chocolate pudding.
Okay, you got me.
Oh, I'm sorry. We had this discussion yesterday. It is pudding.
Pudding. Pudding,
right.
not pudding.
Ladies and gentlemen,
not pudding.
It doesn't sound right to me. It should be pudding.
Not my pudding cup.
Maybe I'm just thinking because Harley had that pudding necklace. Harley
Quinn.
Yeah, I was gonna say Harley Trotter, but that wasn't it.
No, no, Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
it said pudding because he was her pudding cup.
All right, so it's pudding.
Pudding when you're referring to the dessert.
Oreo delight with chocolate pudding.
See, it says pudding, not pudding.
Okay.
Oh my God! People help me.
All right, so the lovely Sharen needs help because she's leaving.
Podcast.
And when I get back, we're going to do Wombat of the Week. We are going to do Honor Thy Heroes, and if time permits, we're going to do one last thing. But before we go, we need Sharen to say goodbye, Sharen.
Goodbye, Sharen.
All right, folks. I'll be back right after these words.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat, and apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Broadcasting from a crummy little studio in Baltimore, Maryland. This is Reality One Radio.
You see why we need your donations?
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for sticking around to the Joel Michalec Show featuring the lovely Sharen. The lovely Sharen has taken off to get some things done. And we are now embarked on the third segment, the last stretch, the final stretch, the whatever you want to call it. Thanks for being here. In this segment, we cover three now regular topics. One last thing, Wombat of the Week, and Honor Thy Heroes. And if you're new to the show, we're going to tell you how to follow along with all of them, or how you can get involved with all of them, as it were. And we'll tell you as we go. First one we usually do is the Wombat of the Week, so we'll get that out of the way. The Wombat of the Week is our way of recognizing the stupidest criminals around. Stupid people doing stupid things and it winding up in the news. So we don't usually have a problem finding them. In fact, we got 6 submissions this week. So that gives us, unless we do a double shot, that gives us 6 weeks of Wombats in backlog. So never be afraid to send it in. It will get on the air. Here's how you play along if you're new to this. You can submit your story of stupid people doing stupid things. Send the link to us at Joel Michalec Radio. And also, you can send it to us at Facebook at JM Talk. And we'll be sure to get it in the lineup. You can also send it to Wombat at joelmichalec.com. So, and like I say, we got a slew of them this week. However, because we usually have a backlog, we're going back a little bit to about a month ago, the middle of March. And we're going to stop by. We're getting in our plane, our virtual plane, and we're going to fly over and land for the Wombat of the Week in the city with the toughest gun laws in the nation, Chicago, Illinois. I'm kidding. Chicago, Illinois. And we want to talk about this 19-year-old who walked into a hot dog stand, I believe in the South Side. According to my daughter, that's where all the bad activity happens. The far south side of Chicago. Walks into a hot dog stand to rob the place, get some food and some money. Ends up discharging his weapon on himself. So apparently he had a .38 special or some sort of .38 caliber handgun in his waistband. And so he apparently, when he was putting it back in his waistband after leaving, because while he was in the act, he was holding the gun at one of the 2 employees' heads while the other one emptied the cash. And so when he fled and went to put it back, he shot himself twice, once in the leg and once in the penis. So I would agree in that I don't know a stupider crime than shooting yourself in a weenie, robbing a weenie stand. It's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a movie, serendipitous. Is that a good word? Lovely Sharen? Yeah, serendipitous, that you would shoot yourself in a weenie, robbing a weenie stand. But he did. Can you imagine? Having to go to the hospital for that? 19 years old, and you shot yourself in the penis. That's great. So he faces 2 counts of robbery for taking items from the 2 employees because he took their wallets too, and their cell phones. He also did manage to steal some of the cash from the business, and unfortunately, I guess we'll have to use that cash for his medical bills. So when he stuck the money in the gun in his waistband, that's when he discharged the weapon into his leg and his penis. He should also be charged with being a moron too. According to the news story, they called it a misfire, but that's really not a misfire. A misfire is when the gun doesn't go off. Okay, what he did was a negligent discharge. But what he's really doing at this point right now is earning the crown of Wombat of the Week here on the Joel Michalec Show, featuring the lovely Sharen. And he can wear that anywhere he goes, which isn't going to be far right now because either he's in custody or he's been arraigned and he's turned back out into society, which happens so much. But, folks, this happened in Chicago where the gun laws are really strict. This kid was not allowed to have a gun in the place where the gun laws are the toughest. Okay? So apparently he either did not get the memo that said criminals are not allowed to have guns, or he got the memo and chose to ignore that. But either way, let's get his name here. I have it. It's mentioned like 38 times. 19 years old. Terrion Pouncey, age 19. Shoots himself in the leg and the penis robbing a hot dog stand. So there you go. Here's your crown. Wear it well. You are the Wombat of the Week. Let me take a sip of my limeade. Talking so much. Wearing my voice. You know what it is? My voice doesn't usually get this worn out. But I don't know if you people have noticed it. When you wear a mask for a long time, like a couple times this week, I go out on back-to-back service calls at work, and I have to wear the mask for a couple of hours at a time. Yeah, I think that contributes to, putting a hammer on your voice. And we went out and we did our food. We did some food shopping today. And why is it, by the way, that when we run out to go food shopping, it feels like we're running out for supplies on The Walking Dead? That's just the point. But anyway, we're going to move on to Honor Thy Heroes. Now, this is a segment where, and it's harder to find these stories. We're looking for stories of people doing extraordinary things, going above and beyond. And these are the type of stories we're looking for. You can send them to the same address, joelmichalecradio@gmail.com. You can send them to us on Facebook at JM Talk. All the same avenues. Submit those links. And we will definitely, we want to mention these people that do go above and beyond. We do. So today we want to talk about the case of a woman from Missouri, Shayna Jones. And she is coping with health issues of her own. And she has lost 8 family members to the coronavirus. Or I should say, some of them might be complications from. That's a tale for another time. But, so, this is really incredible what she's doing. So she's lost 8 family members to COVID. And this is how she's handling her grieving. She's been helping her own community with a grab-and-go table that she set up outside of her house. And on this table, the offers are supplies, books, toys, canned goods, bagged lunches already made up, toiletries, cleaning products, and it's available for free. You just drive by and grab what you need and go. This is not how I would be dealing with losing 8 family members to this pandemic. Absolutely not. Imagine the strength. Imagine the strength that it takes for this lady to do this. This is where you, where do you get that strength? Now, some of her, it's believed that some of it comes from, she has very strong roots, being born and raised in Georgia. I've read articles about Georgia, and other than the fact that they've opened earlier than anyone else in this pandemic, which I don't agree with, I used to think in the back of my mind that sounds like a nice place to live. quiet, maybe in a rural setting. But maybe that's part of it. But where she gets that strength, that's quite a bit of strength to come up with. Having lost family members, you can't go because her family is back in Georgia, so she cannot go. You cannot travel interstate right now, interstates, state to state. You can't attend funerals. And in some cases, you can't even have funerals right now. So how do you get beyond that hurt and do this? That's the big question. How do you get beyond that hurt and do this? But she does. So she puts her stuff out. It's free to anyone that needs it. Come grab it and go. And she keeps the table filled as much as possible each and every day. Sounds like a good idea. We could put a table out front and put stuff we don't want anymore out on the table. That's a great way to get rid of stuff too. Maybe she's fueled a little bit by that as well. But listen, this woman takes the cake. Shayna Jones, she takes the cake, she takes the crown, she takes it all this week. And we honor her as a hero, a heroine, how she deals with this and then turns around and does this, supplying products for anyone who needs them in her community. We honor her this week on Honor Thy Heroes. And our thoughts and prayers go out to you for the loss of your loved ones. And kudos to you for being able to find the strength to do this. Is amazing. So you're the recipient of the Honor Thy Heroes this week on the show. Again, get your stories in if at all possible. We will take them. We can use them. And now, a piece of news, one last thing. Usually it's an informational thing. I figured this week, you know what? I'm not going to hand out. Not that I don't want to and not that I don't care about you, but I was like, I feel like a broken record talking about the scams and the problems that this virus has given us as far as computing. So I wanted to talk about this story that came out of the local newspaper here in Delaware. Apparently, Delaware they pulled, and I don't know who had this shitty job, but they pulled sewage from the sewer lines in our county that we live in, and they sent a batch to MIT for some analysis. Some new analysis that I guess MIT is doing for municipalities regarding COVID-19. But here's the results, okay? So they shipped up this sewage, and the results are that 15,200 people in this county had or have COVID-19 based on the analysis of the poop. Now, where did I want to go with this? First of all, that's a lot of people. I don't know. First, that's an exact number. So you looked at poop and decided that 15,200 people had or have COVID-19 in the county. The news article didn't give much information about the test. I would feel like, how did they get that information? What is it that test is doing that tells you that? And so can we believe that? Is that, I hate to say it, but because I do believe a lot of news coming from the mainstream media is a lot of fear factor, right? That's how they sell their advertising. These stories of grandeur and fear and oh my goodness. Telling me that you studied the poop and now you think that 15 times the amount of people had or have it? That's pretty scary. Should we now worry about that? Or should we worry more about what are you doing with our poop? And who said you can do it? I don't know. I'm just... I haven't heard this anywhere. Like, you think you would have heard other counties doing this, or other states or something. And it almost makes me feel like, is there enough credence to believe that such a test can even exist? So what are you going to do with that information? Will you start coming door to door and forcing everybody to take the tests, whether we have symptoms or not? I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is all brand new to us. But, we're in this situation where we say, we want to listen to what our local officials are saying, our state officials are saying. We want to listen to what the advice of the federal government is. But I sort of, not that I really want to know, but you have my curiosity piqued. And so I'm probably going to try to look for more information on how this tests, how do they get those results? How do they get such an exact number? I mean, we all flush our toilets into a central system, right? And then that goes and it just keeps flowing somewhere. And at some point, somebody opened up a lid and scooped some out. So, I don't know, are you able to take a mixture of sewage and separate it in such that you know that you have 21,000 individuals poop? Does poop have DNA? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it has DNA. I thought it was just bodily waste. But is that how they did it? Because 15,200 is just too exact of a number for me to fathom that. And again, it makes me fearful. Because what does that say? Does that say that there's that many asymptomatic people walking around the county? Anyway. So that's that. That's one last thing. I'm sorry, it was a shitty last thing, but it was still one last thing. Anyway, I want to remind everybody that the website to go to is www.jmtalk.net. Excuse my voice. It really is getting tired, isn't it? That's where you can go. Subscribe to the program. You can listen to it almost anywhere. iHeart, Pandora, Apple, Google, TuneIn. We're everywhere. Everywhere podcasts live, we live. So subscribe to the program and enjoy the show. Pass it on to other people. Also visit us at JM Talk on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram, JM Talk Radio. They're the various places you can get us. I want to remind everybody that social distancing is not about you. So please follow the guidelines that are being given and let's all stay safe. And someday we will be able to come out of this into some sort of normalcy, although we may be seeing some new norms. Well, that remains to be seen. Until next time, be kind to each other, stay 6 feet apart, and pick up your own trash. And stop throwing those gloves around. We'll catch you next time on the Joel Michalec Show featuring the lovely Sharen. Goodbye.